All right, guys, I'm here with 230 with Justin. And Justin, you guys have a brand new rooftop tent out. Tell me all about it.
We did, Kelly. We keep bringing new ones. This year we bought the Horizon 2, which is a brand new. The whole concept of the way a rooftop tent is usually put together is extrusion aluminum, and then it's joined via some Celastic and some joins and rivets and bits and pieces. And we've got some tents that are made like that also. The Horizon series is different. It is a contoured, welded, powder-coated shell as a single unit.
Oh, wow.
Which makes it look sleek, function really well.
And I know you like to touch it because it's nice and smooth, right?
It's smooth, and the curves in the corners, like it's a modern design.
Right.
Most of the pieces that are stuck together, you can't get the shape and the shape on the corners that we've done. So when you look at the shape of the shell and you do start to follow those contours, it's just a good looking tent.
And honestly, in this day and age, it's really hard to improve something that's already been so perfected. So the fact that you could just take it one step further for an aesthetic, like that's awesome. Plus, I'm sure it's probably less things to go wrong, right?
There's not 15 different pieces.
Right.
Again, using our own tent, I'm not going to pick on someone else's tent, but using our own tent, just the sides, that's 4 pieces plus 4 corners. So that's potentially 2 joins, 2 joins, 2 joins, 2 joins, and then the shell that goes on the top is another set of joins. So there's a bunch of parts, not that it goes wrong, but there's lots of pieces there.
Okay.
The way they put this one together, again, they weld it and then smooth it off with a grinder and shape it. So again, it just looks, it's mint.
And is it all aluminum?
All aluminum.
Okay.
The shell is all aluminum. Yep.
Excellent. All right, now let's talk about the rest of the tent. I'm assuming LST fabric.
LST fabric, of course.
Okay.
It's the first one that has a heater air conditioner vent. So if you folks at home have got an air conditioner, you already know that the port on an air conditioner is a 4-inch port. Most of the heater ports are 2.5 to 3-inch port, so they don't fit. We made sure that when we built this tent, that actually has a big ass 4-inch port.
That's perfect.
Yep, we thought about a bunch of stuff.
Well, good.
The nose, and I call it the weather protection, getting to the ladder, that actually self-deploys. So as you pull the tent up, it just automatically does most of its stuff. And then it has 2 lever locks just to push some extra tension up.
I feel like you've just really thought of everything on this one.
Oh, it was a long process. To get it to where it was took many, many, many months. It should have released last year. It wasn't ready. The function wasn't what we wanted. The way that it comes out smooth in one motion didn't work the way we wanted it to. I was actually in the factory in February of this year, perfecting that and helping the factory just dialing those last bits and pieces. So we've already released this in Australia. We just hit it on the US and the response has been fabulous. It's been awesome.
Excellent. Well, kudos to you for not just saying, hey, it's good enough, let's just launch it, and waiting for it to be perfect. So that's
Thank
awesome.
you. I know it's painful to do that, but I'd rather have the tent perfect and finished than it's going to cause us. Our job is to try and fix problems before you guys see that there's a problem, rather than have you find the problem and us try and fix it on the move.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, mattress. What are we working with?
This one's pretty cool. It has a self-inflating mattress in it. So it's a 2.5-inch self-inflating mat that already comes as standard in this tent. 2 valves at the top, a little bit of pressure, changes the way the mattress feels. It's even got a little cutout, like when you get inside, I know you do some B-roll, there's a little cutout around where the power station comes through.
Okay.
Like we really thought, we don't want to pick it up in one corner where it's jammed underneath, so we actually cut a little square out of the mattress for a USB and 12-watt power.
Sounds like, again, you've kind of thought of everything.
We try.
That's perfect. All right, is there anything else that stands out about this tent?
Wow, ease of use, mattress, self-inflate, big windows. They're not just a little square window. We've got a big archway windows. I think that pretty well covers most of the cool stuff.
The cool stuff.
The
awesome.
ease of use is obviously, that's the number one, is the easy use, up and down. It's simple.
And it looks good.
Thank you. Yes, it
looks incredible.
Yep.
And I'm sure you want to just go touch it right now, don't you? All right, so Justin did an Instagram reel where he was out there just kind of quasi-molesting this rooftop tent, and I understand why now I see it in person. So, all right, what's the price point on this?
This one is $39 to $42, depending on what model, because we do a 2 and a 3. The model we've got behind us is the 2, so it's $39.99. The bigger one is $42.99.
Okay, and where can people find it at?
We can find it at 230.com.
Excellent. You guys gotta be sure to come check these out because they're awesome. Thanks, Justin.
Always a pleasure.
All right, guys, I'm here at Trukd with Ben, and Ben, you came out with a brand new rack. Tell me all about it.
Sure. So this is our A series rack. A stands for angled. So our
very ingenious.
Right. We are very creative with our names. So A stands for angled. You know, our original T-Series rack were vertical sides, you know, straight crossbars, you know, 90 degrees. And that was really designed to work with tonneau covers. Over the years, we've heard a lot of feedback. A lot of people are like, well, we love your racks, we love the quality, but we really want something that's like, we want an angled rack that looks, you know, more streamlined.
Yeah.
So that's why we came out with our A-Series rack. The A-Series racks are kind of the opposite of our T-Series. They're designed to be not to work with tonneau covers, except for maybe some like retractable, like the T-slot styles.
Yeah.
So like retract.
Like the tuxedo or truxedo ones.
Yeah, the ones with the T-slots down the side.
Yeah.
So like I said, retracts, roll and lock, some of the back revolver X4TS, you know, letters and numbers.
Those guys.
So it works with those, but it doesn't work with your like roll-ups and flip-ups and all the myriad of other tonneau covers.
Gotcha.
So it's designed to be kind of a more standard rack. But what's not standard about it is it's the same construction as our other stuff, all stainless steel. It is an absolute unit of a machine, rack, whatever. And what's crazy about it too is we literally all the way from the bed rail up to the crossbar is a single piece. So it's like I said, it's just bulletproof. It's got the highest weight rating of any rack we've ever produced. It distributes the load over the bedside. It's got a full length, basically load bar on the bottom that distributes the load over the entire length of your bed. Like I said, it's a unit of a part.
You know, the least amount of componentry you have in a rack is just less things to go wrong. And in using as thick gauge stainless as you use, it's probably like a forever rack, right?
Oh, that's the goal. Yeah. So, and this is the one, if you're doing really hardcore off-road, like you're freaking hitting Moab and like going up the Holy Cross or doing the Rubicon, like this is the rack that's designed to carry a ton of weight and hit the trails. The other one will do a lot of that, but with all those connections, you get a lot of value out of all those connections and movement and adjustability. But the downside of that is a little bit lower weight rating. This one, because we did away with a lot of that, it's pretty dang strong.
Damn. Okay, so accessories. Does it accept all of the amazing truck accessories that you've had in the past?
Yes.
Okay. That's perfect.
So,
okay.
Yeah, all the same hinge sides, MOLLE side pods, accessory panels, you know, awning mounts, you name it, it all fits on this rack. There's a couple parts we made some mild tweaks to, so we have an option on the website, you know, A-Series or T-Series. But
right.
99% of them are all just the same parts, just on a different rack.
Excellent. I have been running the Trukd rack on the Super Ute since it was built, and I can attest that it's awesome. Now running it on the Taco Supreme, and again, it's just a sick rack. I mean, just the adjustability, what you can do with it, how strong it is. I mean, you have done above and beyond, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
So what's the price point on the A-Series?
So the A-Series starts at about $1,200 and goes up to roughly $1,600 for the base rack. And then if you add all the accessories and components and everything out, you can top out around $5,000.
Awesome. And if people are going to the shows, where can they find them at?
GetTrukd.com.
Excellent. Guys, be sure to check them out. Trukd is amazing. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Kelly.
I'm here with James at Las Vegas Overlanding. And James, you came out with a sick new, mounting system for your crossbars that mount all kinds of different stuff.
Yes, it's a quick release 6061 billet aluminum tent mount.
Okay. And it's, what kind of quick release are we talking about? Like low profile quick release?
Yes, it's about 3/8 of an inch tall, so it only raises the tent up about 3/8 of an inch, and it only uses 2 bolts in the back.
Do you know what that is in the metric system?
What, 3/8? 10 millimeters.
You're so good. So what's the purpose behind this mount?
So when you have like your Prinsu and your Sherpa racks that are mounted super tight to the Toyotas, you can't get your arm in there to put your rooftop tent on. So we have customers that want to be able to remove their tents, but they can't because they can't get their arms in there. It's too hard. It's just very cumbersome to try and get these tents off.
Excellent. And how's like the setup of this mount? Like, is it hard to set up or is it straightforward?
So it bolts to the 1020 extruded that most of these racks are made out of, and then you bolt it to the tent, and then everything just slides backwards, and there's 2 bolts on each side that tighten everything up.
Sounds genius.
It's pretty damn smart.
So James, what's the price point on these?
So these are going to be $395.
Okay.
And they're made in Vegas by a small family company like us. It's a mom, a dad, and a son.
Perfect.
And they have a bunch of CNC machines, and they hand make everything for us.
Perfect. And where do people find these at if they can't come to the expos and see them?
Las Vegas Overlanding Co.
Not .com, .co.
.co.
All right, you guys gotta be sure to check them out. James is awesome. His wife's great. They made the cutting boards for the Super Ute, and they're fantastic. Thanks, buddy.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. So, James, what's the price point? Stop it. Collect yourself.
I'm trying.
All right, guys, I'm here at Kraken with Brandon. And Brandon, you guys, so I interviewed you last year at P&W, but you have since completely revised your new electrical system, and it's sick. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so the Kraken electrical system is our attempt at simplifying and making more robust the installation of a solid state controller like a Switch Pros or a Garmin. We're working with some of the other best of breed controllers on the market, but the install for those is kind of difficult. You have to either have a degree in wiring, be very DIY minded, or pay somebody thousands of dollars to do a custom installation. So what we did was we did all that engineering. We pre-terminated all those wires with aerospace grade wiring. We connectorized it all, and we created a wiring ecosystem for your entire vehicle that's expandable, it's robust, you never have to replace it, it will outlast your vehicle. We enclose the components in stainless steel. It's all American made, and as you advance your builds, your understanding of what you want on your Overland build, you can just add a new accessory connector and everything's pre-wired and ready to go.
Which is great, because say you have an ARB compressor, and then you're all like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go with a different compressor. You're not stuck with that particular outlet. You can swap them out to a different, plug, right?
Exactly. We have zone cables that extend each of those switch circuits to the corners of the vehicle, to the front, to the back, and they're universal. So if you decide you want a different brand or you want a different accessory type completely in that area, you just plug a different accessory specific adapter into that last foot of harness.
Right. So I'll put some video up over right now of like what the original system looked like. And my feedback with it was, if you can slim this down, and which is exactly what you guys did. I mean, it is much smaller form factor, same capability, and it's just really clean.
Yeah, our first iteration, we kind of threw everything at it. It was a bit of a Death Star. We wanted all the functions, because we built this for ourselves. Let's make it do all the things that we want. It had an Anderson plug on it that could run a winch. It could do all the things. What we found was everybody wants to have a certain set of functions at the front of their vehicle and a certain set at the back. So we said, why not shrink the system, cut it in half, put 4 of those circuits at the front, 4 of those circuits at the back. So you've got your bumper mounted lights that have a high and low beam. There's 2 circuits right there. You have maybe an air compressor under the hood, that's a circuit there. And then at the rear of the vehicle, you can plug your refrigerator in, you can plug your area lights in, you can plug your stove in, whatever you need at the back. And that's completely flexible and interchangeable with different accessories as your particular loadout changes or as your build changes.
Excellent. Okay, and you're not necessarily doing this for the DIYer yet. So this is basically geared towards installers. But the good thing about that is that your installer cost to have this done is going to be much less, because he himself is doing a lot less work, right?
Exactly. And actually, if I could correct one slight thing there, it's the core of our system. Think of it like the foundation of an electrical system. Most people think of wiring as a little bit of an afterthought, right? They build out their suspension, they build out all the things that they want, and then they start picking out electrical accessories to add. What's the last thing? It's the wiring. It's a bit of a, okay, string 2 more wires to that thing. We want to kind of flip that on its head and do the foundation first. So yes, it's a professional install at one of our qualified upfitters like Bullhide 4x4 in Fort Collins. And they put that core foundational system in, but at that point it becomes plug and play. Whatever you're plugging in at the corners of your vehicle, you buy that accessory, you buy that accessory specific adapter, you click it in, 5 minutes or less, you're good to go.
That's awesome. It sounds like a great product, and it looks sick. Like, just a form factor of it looks so good. I was looking at the Jeep build next to me, and not a big Jeep fan, but this thing, you guys wired it up beautifully. I just love it.
Yeah, the Jeep was a particular challenge because, as you probably all know, the engine bay on the Jeep is pretty tight. And so our core is a stainless steel enclosure for a Switch Pros. You might be able to squeeze a Switch Pros into the front of a Jeep. I think there are some mounts out there, but it's really hard to enclose that thing and connectorize it in a way that we have. So instead, we opted to put the core at the back of the Jeep. We mounted it to a heavy-duty mount on the roll bar. We included a redundant switch panel on that core, so all those circuits that you have in the Jeep, you can control them from the back as well. And then we ran a tether to the front to a small breakout panel that has 2 connectors carrying 4 circuits in the engine bay. Now you can split out those four circuits easily, even though the engine bay is really tight.
Excellent. So what is the price point on this?
Price point ranges depending on the complexity of your build. For a Jeep, for example, the core unit is $999. The core plus the mount is about $1,100, and that ranges up to about $2,200 if you want to really build out your system. Like this Jeep behind me has 8 circuits populated, and that's a pretty complex build.
Excellent. And for people that, you know, is there like a website that you have where people can go find their local installer that is doing this kind of work?
Yeah, KrakenOverland.com with a hyphen in the middle has product details, of course, and we have an upfitter page for both find your upfitter and become an upfitter, because we're expanding our dealer network all the time.
Excellent. You guys got to be sure to check this out. Kraken is just next level electronics. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Kelly.